agent involved as some form of defensive posture. We know that they've already determined much of the investigation, and even if they haven't, there is the appearance that there is some conclusion drawn from the very beginning. If not hide from the facts, why not embrace them? If it's not a problem to have additional people at the table that have a deep commitment to the process and transparency and have run these investigations before, then why not include them in the process? The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension at the state of Minnesota has consistently run these investigations before. They have done so without bias. They've done so with a great deal of expertise. This is not some radical way out there group. This is a group that is formed by experts who understand how to investigate. Many of them have been police officers themselves. So our ask is really simple here. Our ask is to embrace the truth. Our ask is to include the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in this process because we in Minneapolis want a fair investigation. Is it deeply concerning that this administration from the very get-go is drawing the conclusion that they may ultimately come to? Of course it is. And if you got nothing to hide from, then don't hide from it. Include local experts in the process. We got nothing to hide from here. All we want in Minneapolis is justice and the truth. And speaking of the truth, let me give you another one. I have heard countless people talk about Minneapolis, many of them who have never been here, as some form of post-apocalyptic hellscape, as a place that is dangerous. Well, let me give you a statistic. 50% of the shootings that have happened thus far in Minneapolis this year have been ICE. In other words, we've only had 2 shootings. One of them has been ICE. We are a safe city. ICE is making it less so. We are a city of unity, but ICE is trying to divide us and tear us apart. For every one of the people that you see standing here behind me, they have more than 1,000 people behind them. They have people that are committed to their neighbors, committed to integrity, committed to justice, and committed to getting the truth. We will not back down from it. Among those that won't back down from it is the person who I'm about to introduce. His ward is right on the borderline of where this particular shooting happened, and that is Councilmember Jason Chavez. Would you please give him a warm round of applause?
Good morning. My name is Jason Chavez, and I have the privilege of representing Ward 9 on the Minneapolis City Council, where ICE murdered Renee Good. I want to let you all know that our entire community is mourning because of the inhumane tactics of ICE separating our families, forcing people back into the shadows, and the pure brutality by Immigration's Customs Enforcement. The videos that we have all seen, yourself included, does not match the false narrative from the federal government. In fact, you can hear the words, "I am pulling out," moments before ICE decided to take the life of Renee Good. She was a mother, a wife, and a beloved community member, not a domestic terrorist. I'm calling on Trump's FBI to allow the Minnesota BCA to have access to all the information so an independent investigation can occur. It is important and critical to our community to have a sense of trust in this process by having an independent investigation to present to the county attorney so that adequate charges can be made. But most importantly, I'm here on behalf of my entire community, echoing the calls to arrest, to prosecute and fire this ICE agent who murdered Renee Good, and to hold those accountable complicit in this crime. What has descended upon Minneapolis and in this state is not the American dream. It is not what the American dream is about. Our immigrant neighbors are here to work. They're here to provide for their family and to achieve prosperity. Instead, what we are seeing in Minneapolis and across the state is ICE kidnapping our family, following folks driving to work and kidnapping them, following people as they're heading to school or to the daycare, picking up our immigrant neighbors from bus stops. While neighbors are struggling to afford groceries, they're picking them there as well. I've personally been on the street.
Is this the same man from yesterday? Oh shit, where are my headphones? Hey there, besties, we're back, child, because this mess will not stop, as you all already know. So we're gonna do lunchtime, because child, it is Friday, TGIF. TGIMFNF, yeah. What the hell will the weekend bring? Okay, as these people continue on. If you were not here last night and didn't find out, there was a SHO team of 2 people in Portland, if I'm not mistaken. Child, if it ain't one thing, it's something the entire F else, but this will definitely keep us busy. Hit the like button for me, subscribe if you are new. So this testosterone having man is up here running off at the mouth again. So Jacob Fry, they had a news conference on Renee Good because we have to have a news conference on her because she's now going to be the martyr for liberals, I guess, so that they can say, oh my God, Trump is bad, Republicans are bad, conservatives are bad, because if you're not out here looking like you belong in a mental asylum, If you're out here if you look like you're dirty, if you look like you just woke up from under a bridge, you should listen to those people because they got all the answers. Now, they ain't got shit. They ain't about shit. They ain't doing shit but causing chaos. But if you don't listen to those people, then there's something wrong with you. I promise you, I'm not listening to none of them because, child, all of them sound crazy. All of them. And people with no bass in their voice. Look, shout out to JD Vance. Shout out to JD Vance from yesterday. Child, listen, I do not condone extramarital affairs, okay? I think I might understand why allegedly Erica Kirk may have been holding on to the back of their head a little bit long, child. I'm just saying, allegedly. But child, let me let these people, look at the background, y'all. This is the tip. Look at the people in the background. Why are y'all listening to these people? Child, did your mothers and fathers not teach y'all that you need to assess people before you turn around and start listening to them? Look at the back. You got an ABCDer, of course. You got a liberal white woman, of course, child. You got Chantal's younger sister over here, a Negro, a white man. They got them all. Child, they got them all. And then you got this one. No, not one real man up here. Yes, we believe in real men over here for all the people that's about to get in their feelings. We believe in real men, okay, that can stand up to people and have some bass in their voice and not sound like they're not sure what the hell they are. Now, we don't do that around here. Come on, child.
Since this first happened, and I've seen too many ICE agents kidnap our neighbors from their cars.
Oh.
And to that, we're always going to condemn it. And as we continue to ask for justice for Renee Good, we're going to ask our community members to stay on alert. As a proud son of Mexican immigrants, I ask Minneapolis and Minnesota to rise up, to do everything in their power to defend our immigrant neighbors.
Oh, rise up.
To continue to observe the illegal actions by ICE, to blow your whistle when you see immigration enforcement in your neighborhood.
Blow the whistle.
To get trained on rapid response so you can educate your neighbors on what is happening on your block. To provide rides to your immigrant neighbors who need to go to work, who need to get groceries, who need to see their children come back home safely. To help your immigrant neighbors move their cars during snow emergencies, because what we are seeing.
So break the law. So break the law. Is that what he's basically saying? So you're going to listen to this bunch. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and ooky. Y'all know that song? Shout out to Generation X. So y'all going to listen to these people tell y'all to break the law, and y'all going to find it to sit up here and to fight for people that wouldn't lift a finger for none of y'all. They would not lift a finger for none of y'all, because, child, I don't care what y'all say in the comments. They wouldn't, if they cared enough for themselves. Why do they need to do anything? Y'all out here doing it all. Y'all out here doing it all, putting your lives in jeopardy, putting your job in jeopardy, putting other people in jeopardy, all in the name of. It really boils down to Donald Trump. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. This is not about, you got to care about your fellow American. Okay, y'all, I care that you leave me the hell alone. And what you want to believe, you can believe. But this mess right here, this is not about Americans. That's not what this is about. And we ain't forget about that fraud, Timmy. We ain't forget about that fraud. And see, this is what you get when you do that participation trophy. Everybody get an award. Y'all all don't get to win. You want to win? You work harder. Y'all don't want to work. You want someone to give you shit. You're going to hear this every day. Y'all want people to give you shit. Go work for the shit. Y'all go work for the shit. You put in more energy in breaking the law than you are in your own damn life, in your own damn goals. If you even have, child, if this is the beginning of a new year, do y'all, not y'all, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all even have any goals? Do we need to do a dictionary lesson so that I can teach y'all word of the day today? No, your goal is to be chaotic. That's all this is chaos. And you're doing it in these here United States, to these here United States. Why do you have the right to say what you want and the rest of us don't? Why is it that you think that you get to be in charge? Okay, you're breaking the law. Just like, what's her name, with the East and West car on a North and South Street. She has been already confirmed to have been basically an agitator. White liberal women out here throwing their lives away for what? Y'all, if that's what y'all want to do, though, leave us the fuck out of it. We just talk about you at this point, but I promise you I wouldn't listen to not near one of these people that you see in this daggone scene right here, because they ain't got nothing positive to offer me. Not near nothing.
Is many of our immigrant neighbors being picked up simply by moving their cars. To help your neighbors take out the trash, because there are many reports of neighbors being kidnapped while they are taking their trash out. To support our immigrant-owned businesses. To drop off groceries to our children, mothers, fathers, our community members that are starving. And to let them know that
now they starving. Now they getting picked up. Oh no, they are getting picked up. Yeah, it's always something. It's all. Now, I'm not a proponent of thinking that men can't cry, okay? But there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, and this ain't it. Child, this ain't it. Anyone interested in him, Bueller? Just say he was available. Anybody interested in him, Bueller? Dallas Lieber said goals are racist. Child, what isn't racist? What isn't racist? Child, he probably ABCD too. I'm getting ABCD vibes. Allegedly, okay, allegedly.
ICE is not welcome in the city and in this state. And
y'all don't get to make that determination. Who died and made you president? Who the hell made him? Or what's Christine on? What's her title, child? What is her title? Sir, ma'am, whatever. You don't get to make those determinations. I don't know why these people trying to act like they don't want freaking government, but then we'll turn around and ask them to help them to take all that money like over there in Minnesota to get child care and whatever, the rest, Medicaid, child food stamps, whatever it is. They forget that part conveniently. We have to help our neighbors. We have to help the illegals.
Lastly, we're here to demand justice for Renee Good.
Oh no. Oh no, she really do have a kid whistle on. Remember when we used to have Cracker Jacks and open it up and get the prize? Charlie looked like a prize from a Cracker Jack box. Go ahead, LWW.
My name is Aisha Gomez. I serve as the state representative for District 62A, south side of Minneapolis, where our beloved community member was murdered this week. I'm so grateful to Councilmember Chavez for explaining this moment to us and calling on us as a community into this struggle that our neighbors are facing. With respect to the investigation into this shooting, there's really only one question in front of us. Are we going to design a process that's legitimate or not? In 2020, the state legislature created the Force Investigations Unit after the murder of George Floyd, which happened right around the corner, 7 or 8 blocks away from where Renee Good was murdered. This unit was established after a long process of looking into what are the best practices.
Child, was that ICE's fault too, y'all? Who wasn't the Minnesota oppressors that did that, right? For George Floyd. I don't remember. Critical Smoker. Hey, boo. Good to see you. Shout out to you. I hope all is well. Happy New Year to you. Everybody, please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Bring some common sense, child. Bring some common sense. All of ya.
Practices when there is an officer-involved shooting.
Right.
We learned a lot about this in 2020.
Yeah.
In Minneapolis, unfortunately. One of the things that we learned is that if you actually are interested in public safety, if you actually are interested in the legitimacy of a law enforcement force in your community, then you must be invested in accountability, in transparency, and in fair investigations when bad things happen. And so that's the question in front of us. Do we want a legitimate investigation that pulls in the professionals of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, who are trained to do this, who have done this over and over, who have the kind of local connections and local legitimacy that the FBI could just never have because they don't have that kind of presence here? Or are we going to have a discredited farce of an investigation? And so as a group of elected representatives who are deeply invested in the safety of our community, and thus in the legitimacy of these processes, we call on the FBI to share the evidence with the Force Investigations Unit at the BCA and have this be a legitimate and trusted investigation. Thank you.
I'm Hennepin County Commissioner Irene Fernando, but you can call me Commish. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a very, very proud child of immigrants.
My what?
I'm the youngest woman
Oh,
to ever serve
hell
in
no.
I'm the first Filipino.
Anybody that got to come up here talking about my pronouns are is definitely somebody I'm not interested in listening to. Ever, never, no way. Okay. I told y'all before for the regulars, I'm like, no, don't at work. No, I'm not doing that. Get out my face. I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Not doing it. Classy young man in the building. Thank you so much, honey. He said, ladies and gentlemen, boom, just like that. Our focus is away from the Somali fraud. Not me, not I. But this stuff won't stop. I don't even think that this has anything to be like, oh, when they want to take our attention away, because there'll be a bunch of people talking about, oh, they want to take our attention away from the Epstein files. It's like, oh, it's always something. Nah, we ain't forgot. Timmy better be careful, okay? Because Timmy is over here wasting away. Take a look at Tim Tom next time he come up. Shane Tao's little sister, what the hell you got to say?
American elected in the state, and I'm Hennepin's first board chair of color in our 174-year history.
Person of color, this what y'all
This is
created.
an unimaginable and preventable loss. I honor Renee's humanity and life, and I acknowledge the deep pain felt by her loved ones and neighbors. The taxpayer-funded actions and harm we are experiencing right now are inhumane, unlawful, and unconstitutional. United States due process means that justice is pursued through legal action, credible investigation, and courts, not through guns, murder, and violence on our streets.
Child, they're going to use all these words. This is me with a speed up, and they still slow. Lord have mercy. Who sits through this, y'all? And we'll move on in a second, trust me.
There's jarring footage that show ICE agents stage at elementary school bus stops and going door to door. Often agents are unwilling to provide a badge number, a warrant, or any legal documentation. This is a terrifying reality for Minnesotans, since we are still grieving Speaker Hortman's assassination due to the impersonation of a police officer at her doorstep. Our community has experienced the national spotlight with law enforcement shootings, which required significant change and reform on how such cases are examined, investigated, and communicated to the public. It is critical for our communities to have some sense of trust in the process in order to meet the standards set by Minnesota law and resident expectations.
Why are y'all not going to your elected officials, Bueller? This is so performative. Why are y'all not going to your elected officials, the people that you elected to be up there representing y'all's asses, instead of allowing them to just type on Twitter? Y'all not even going to the people you need to be going for. Child, y'all doing this for content creation for us at this point because you're looking crazy. Now, there's people that's going to be like, that's right. Yeah, fight. Y'all go right ahead. All right? But that's who you should be going to. Let me move on over while Shane Tao's younger sister gets it together, child. The Today Show showed protests erupt across U.S. after fatal Minneapolis ICE shooting.
Overnight, tensions rising nationwide. Amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, crowds gathering in cities across the country, including New York, Columbus, Dallas, LA, and
Don't y'all got jobs to go to?
And Minneapolis, where the fatal shooting of a woman by an ICE agent kicked off a nationwide response. The officer who killed 37-year-old mother of three, Renee Good, now identified as Jonathan Ross. DHS telling NBC News Ross was seriously injured in a traffic stop here 6 months ago when he tried to arrest an undocumented convicted sex offender who dragged Ross 50 yards with his car. 6 months later, this fateful moment. Police say Good was blocking the road with her SUV. You can see officers approach.
Yo, why is her wife outside of the car? Shit, you know, all these people are trying to talk about, oh, she was trying to leave. She was going to leave her wife there? So she was going to leave her wife there? What kind of woman is that? You're going to leave your wife behind? Child, if I was driving away leaving my husband behind, I wouldn't blame him for divorcing me. Bye. I'm going to leave you here with them. They all mad. You take care of it. And she out here filming. So y'all really going to act that rat that you don't see exactly what's going on. Plus she said in that other video that we already heard that I did this. This is my fault. I made her come. But y'all still want to paint this stupid narrative. Y'all still want to act like they didn't come here to cause chaos. Chaos is going to be the word of 2026, clearly. You're just going to ignore all that for your narrative because your Trump derangement syndrome is in effect? Tell you. Y'all interesting. Y'all are interesting. Y'all are definitely interesting.
This fateful moment. Police say Good was blocking the road with her SUV. You can see officers approach, Ross stepping in front of it. Good reverse.
Don't you love how people be like, why would he step in front of a moving, or why would he step in front of the vehicle? Why would you be pointed east and west when the road goes north and south? Y'all don't ever want to ask any of those questions. Why would he step in front of the vehicle? Why the hell would she be here following them around? Child, she a mother. Y'all care about she a mother. Well, why wasn't she mothering? Somebody had the nerve to be like, oh, she was dropping her kids off to school. Oh, so you got in the middle of an ICE protest while you was dropping your kids off to school. Thank God the kids wasn't in the car. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. But
truth is, I'm tired.
every day. When did dumb white people go around listening and following and saying shit that don't make no sense because they looking just as red as the people that was just on the screen a second ago? Child, you think that shit bother me? It don't. It does not. You got the wrong one. But go ahead, go off, child. You should send a super chat next time you got something to say, though.
Versus before accelerating forward while turning. That's when authorities say Ross fired multiple shots. The Trump administration defending his actions, including Vice President J.D. Vance, in a rare appearance in the White House briefing room, saying without evidence that Good was radicalized. Pressed by NBC's Kelly O'Donnell.
Is there a risk with you describing her as a deranged leftist, talking about very specific facts of these events, when an investigation is just beginning?
Well, first of all, the Department of Justice is going to investigate this in this case. You have a woman who was trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. I can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
While local officials...
Ooh, JD. Tragedy of her own making.
Including the city's mayor, dispute the Trump administration's narrative, and some expressing frustration with the investigation.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment.
So amid all this unrest, new overnight, the New York Times reporting the Trump administration now plans to deploy more than 100 U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents here to the Minneapolis area with the acting ICE director.
Wait, he's sending more? Hold on. Is this from today? Yeah, this is from 4 hours ago. He's sending more out there? Hold on.
People in positions of power have already passed judgment.
So amid all this unrest, new overnight, the New York Times reporting the Trump administration now plans to deploy more than 100 U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents here to the Minneapolis area with the acting ICE director saying operations here will continue. Laura.
Anybody going to Minneapolis anytime soon? Bueller. Anybody going to Minneapolis anytime soon? I will not. Timmy, do something with your city, your town, your state, and Jacob, and who else is there, child? He's the governor. Jacob is the mayor. Ain't the AG a mess too? Isn't there something wrong with the AG or something? Anyway, that's basically over, child. Let's get back to this group for a second, child, as long as I can take Shingtao's daughter.
This is why we're calling on the federal government to cooperate with a joint or independent investigation conducted by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Well, child, when are y'all going to cooperate? Why are you asking for someone else to cooperate? When y'all going to cooperate? How many times are we going to say that today? If I had a dime every time.
The thought is that they would do this together. But if for some reason that is not possible, please allow shared evidence for a parallel investigation. The Minnesota BCA is the only nonpartisan state agency equipped to investigate robustly and effectively, in part due to their establishment of the Force Investigations Unit. They have the expertise, they are equipped, and they are ready to pursue justice on behalf of Minnesotans. Alongside their own investigation, the BCA, alongside the federal investigation, the BCA can and should conduct this parallel process, which means full access to the information, evidence, and case file. Because in Minnesota, we expect that investigations are completed by the BCA to then... All right, Shangtao, I gave you enough time. I ain't got time for you. This is Status Coup News on YouTube. It says, breaking live ICE clash with protesters after Renee Nicole Good red rum. Yeah, this is going on right now. Look at this brood in the back, child.
Before Renee Good started to drive forward, already at
child, if I got to have this thing around his neck on to be out here, I ain't gonna be out there. I ain't got time.
Directly being in the path of that vehicle, still shot and killed her. So that is breaking news that is coming in just right now here in the last few minutes. I'll be getting reaction.
Roland, is that you?
From some of these people.
Rolly, Ricky Clown, is that you? I tell you, y'all still saying all that? Well, what y'all waiting for? Go, leave. No, they coming after you. Nah, they coming after you, whoever they are that you speak of. Why would Trump have anybody in his administration when all y'all do is talk shit all damn time? And then when he puts somebody in there, you sit up there and you say that they're a coon or they're a white supremacist and all these other names that y'all love to call. But then as soon as someone says something to you people like you, then you're all offended. I'd be confused. Why would he do that? So Joe Biden put all those black people in there, and what did they do? What did y'all get, Bueller? What did y'all get, Bueller? I want don't get quiet now, Matthew. What did y'all get under Joe Biden, Bueller? Talk it on up. Cause y'all, you want to make this about black people. We ain't got nothing to do with this. For the most part, we ain't got nothing to do with this. And I'm just trying to understand what it is that Joe Biden did for y'all asses that you're so proud of. Name it. We got infrastructure. I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Don't just be tossing words out, okay? Be specific, okay? Because you got the same old crap that you always get, but y'all love that man. You know, the creator of the crime bill. That's what you got.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
And that's what you got. So to try to act like you got something under Joe Biden is very interesting. You're not getting anything from anyone because you're looking for something to say black specific to you. If you don't go get what it is that you need, that's a you problem. That is not against the law, of course. But you would rather run around with these liberals who looking crazy. Hopefully this is not a veteran, okay? Hopefully this is not a veteran on the screen right now. Shout out to our vets. We love vets here. We also love the disabled, the people that actually should be getting these benefits and not whores who all they did was open their legs in order to have a baby, who think that they're entitled to have shit just because they had a baby. I had two. I don't need shit from the government. Y'all looking for shit from the government? Listen, that I'm asking you a question. You want to make accusations. I'm asking you a question, but I see that you answered it with infrastructure, but you ain't giving no specifics. You just tossing out words like them crazy people from a second ago on that daggone channel. So you're just a chaos creator as well. You have nothing to stand on. You just want to sit up here and talk. You just want to stand up here and act like them same crazy ass people that was just talking on the other channel. That's just making sure they got a representative for everyone so that y'all can feel good and feel that somebody cares for you. The gay, the non-gay, the not sure if they gay, the man that ain't got no testosterone in his body, and the Asian. And that makes you feel good. That makes you think that they give a damn. Joe Biden out here talking to Cardi B, telling y'all, oh, college will be free. I'm sorry, is college free for anyone yet? If you didn't go ahead and earn it, Bueller, unless you're poor. Poors, shout out to the poors. I'm sorry, I forgot to say hi. Shout out to the poors. Hey, poors. Hey, fake poors. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, that's what the fuck I thought. If you don't go to hell, anyway, come on, look at these crazy ass people. Protests all you want. It is your right.
A little bit of a calmer conversation. So, Kelly, off camera, you were telling me, that word militia that you used to describe them.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, that's what they look like. But militia. That's what I was setting you up.
And when I was in Beirut, there was the Shiite, there was the Phalange, there were Druze, there were a number of militias. That's what a militia looks like. I've seen them. I saw them as a Navy SEAL.
Our military that are here, you're welcome to combat what this man is saying.
No, you're not. Bullshit. I was in class 118. I started in an underwater demolition team, UDT 21. I'm a plank owner. I'm an original member of SEAL Team 4. This is 40 years on.
Service.
And here I am wearing this jacket, serving my country, protesting that shit.
When you're referencing that you right now are serving your country by standing up against the government.
Absolutely.
What would you say to, I imagine that if I were able to interview some of those law enforcement officers over there, they might try to tell me, some of those agents might try to tell me that they are serving their country. What would be your message to them?
Tell me about the service. You're not going to Republican communities. You're going to Democrat communities. This isn't about This isn't about people being here illegally. This is about destroy the community. This is about a president who is turning our country into a fascist state.
We're going to take a break here from talking to Kelly just because we're seeing the federal agents are moving down back into the road. Looks like they are. Yeah, we'll come back.
Why?
Shooting pepper balls at the foot of protesters who had walked back across the line.
We'll get back to behind the line then. Oh, I thought all you liberals don't curse and you don't like cursing. You're so upset when someone curses. Child, sound like y'all curse to me.
Putting up the peace sign with the fingers. Standing just on the other side of that yellow line.
Look like there's people over the yellow line to me. So in other words, y'all don't like to follow rules. That's what it looked like. Sound like y'all don't like to follow rules.
Street was enough to be met with force from federal agents. Seeing the federal agents taking a few steps back right now.
You see that flag down there, of course.
A step or two. Protesters yelling out right now to quit your job at the federal agents. Ask them if they feel better now, if they feel like a man for shouting or for shooting their weapons, shooting their pepper balls.
Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
You hear that man with no bass in his quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
We're seeing one protester getting drops put in her eyes.
What is going on? Child, you out here in a wheelchair. Child, all right, whatever y'all want. Whatever makes y'all happy. Moving on, child. Moving on. The National Desk. As of 2 hours ago, Renee Good was in Minnesota Ice Watch activist group. There's a group for that? Hold on. Oh, Lord, StreamYard, you need to do better. All right, my bad. There we go.
This morning, new details also emerging about the driver who was killed in Minneapolis. The New York Post reports Renee Good was part of a group of activists who worked to document and resist the federal immigration crackdown in Minnesota. Good, who did move to the city last year, linked up with the anti-ICE activists through her 6-year-old son's woke charter school, which boasts that it puts social justice first and prioritizes involving.
Not her son's woke charter school. Is that what's on the outside of it when they speak? What the hell? Lord help your people.
Kids in political and social activism. It was through her involvement, the report goes on, in the school community that Good became involved in Ice Watch, a loose coalition of activists dedicated to disrupting ICE raids in the sanctuary city. Ice Watch and adjacent groups can also turn confrontational, with numerous instances of activists ramming agents with their cars in the past.
There's a part of me that feels very, very sad for this woman, not just because she lost her life, but because I think she is a victim of left-wing ideology. What young mother shows up and decides they're going to throw their car in front of ICE officers who are enforcing legitimate law? You've got to be a little brainwashed to get to that point to where you're willing, not just to protest, that's fine, not peacefully protest, but throw your vehicle in front of legitimate law enforcement officers and drive your car into them. To get to that point, you have to be, I think, radicalized in a very, very sad way.
Those reports, Renee Good also worked with the National Lawyers Guild, a left-wing legal group that defends groups like Antifa.
All right, y'all. Thanks. I think that's the same goofball group. Let's go back over here to them. See what they got going on. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. All the haters, hit the dislike button. Appreciate you. Because, child, you hear all views matter. No matter how mad you get, everybody don't think the same, right?
And get reviewed by the county attorney
Yeah.
to determine if the use of force was appropriate or not.
Yeah.
We have a process here to review force.
Mm-hmm.
We have full trust in this process and in the county attorney to do the objective review needed based on the facts and Minnesota law. The idea that our federal government would not fully cooperate with the BCA in an investigation creates even more mistrust among our community members because we know federal investigations are very rarely released to the public. Our justice system, and we are here together to ask for and request full cooperation by the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office to provide full access to the BCA so they can conduct a thorough, complete, and independent investigation to determine if the use of force was justified or requires additional accountability.
Now, if they come back and say that the force was justified, do you think they'll go away peacefully and quietly, Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? We'll see. I guess we'll see, right?
Last and certainly not least, just directly to residents, our neighbors, our friends, our family members, our coworkers,
Yeah.
our kids.
Yeah.
I am very, very proud of our unrelenting courage, compassionate caregiving, and a fierce resilience towards justice.
Nice,
It
nice.
feels very hopeful and very fearful, but together we can and must resist the urge to give in to the numbness that comes from this type of attention.
Yeah.
Because numbing our pain might also numb our shared humanity.
Mm.
It is only through the collective wisdom in our bodies and ancestral storylines that we will get through to the other side of this. Together we come from powerful, loving, and resourceful stories. Our cultures and ancestors have found ways to construct creativity from pain, joy from fear, and hope from oppression, and we will do so again today.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I do believe that our shared humanity and love for one another will prevail, but that
Right.
only occurs when we all rise with one another.
Nice.
Leading
Yeah.
with integrity, caring for one another with dignity, and fighting for our shared humanity without apology.
Mm.
I and we remain in this fight with you, speaking our truths
Mm.
and leading toward accountability and justice.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, girl. And up to you.
Good morning, everybody. I am State Senator Zaida Mohammed.
Oh, state senator. Well, tell her your crimes. Stir up your crimes. Tell her your wines. Let her go do something about it. What's she doing for y'all? Why y'all here on this damn TV crying and shit? Everybody crying.
I think I speak on all of my colleagues, especially colleagues in the Senate, when I say we are here on behalf of Renee Nicole Good, a beloved wife, mom, daughter, and neighbor who was needlessly and brutally taken from us in Minneapolis streets on Wednesday morning. That night, thousands of us gathered at the site to grieve the loss.
Oh, I guess I got to mention that they brought a Somali allegedly up here as well. Child, they got everybody up here represented. They got everybody up here represented, child. I guess she covers, the black is in the back. Shout out to the black in the back, and the Muslim, and the ABCD, and the Asian, and the white man, and the alleged gay man. They doing the damn thing.
And to mourn Renee and to rally for justice. Everything I have learned about Renee, about her humanity and compassion, tells me
Oh, so you
she
didn't
would be
know?
there with us, speaking
Okay.
truth to power,
Mm.
and turning pain into poetry. This federal government has given us too many reasons to not trust them to do the right thing. There are thousands of agents were sent here under a false pretense in the minutes after an agent, and the minutes after an agent's shot, they refused to render aid.
All right, girl. I'm not trying to hear this again. Let me go on over here and let y'all know about this latest update. Is today the 9th? Yeah, today's the 9th. Illegal criminals released into U.S. by Biden. Shout out to Joe Biden. ID'd as Portland Trendy Aragara gangbangers shot while trying to mow down feds. So these are the two people I think that happened in Seattle last night. But let's see. The married Trendy gangbangers who were shot after they tried to mow down ICE agents in Portland were let loose by the Biden administration despite lengthy rap sheets. Shout out to Joe Biden. Doing good things for everybody. Okay? Oh my God, I don't even understand why I put
This is amazing.
Put myself through this bullshit. I'm sick of StreamYard. Be Wyatt, thank you, boo. He said, look, they're about to summon Captain Planet with all these ethnic representatives. We are one. They think this is a Frankie Beverly song. We are one. Child, I know a lot of y'all don't know that reference. It's okay. A CPB agent opened fire on Venezuelan gangsters Luis David Nico Moncada and Orlenzis Betsabath Zombrano Contreras after they weaponized their car fleeing a traffic stop Thursday, said a DHS statement. Moncada, a suspected Trinidad Aragua gang member, entered the U.S. illegally in 2022, but was released by the Joe Biden administration the Department of Homeland Security announced Friday. So that's where they are. 2 people where I would be crossing the street, but you know, some of y'all would go there and offer them a damn plate to eat. Since being cut loose, he's been busted for drunk driving, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and his final order of removal, the agency said. Zambrano allegedly played an active role in the gang's prostitution ring, according to DHS. She entered the U.S. in 2023 near El Paso and was also let go by Biden. She was involved in a previous shooting in Portland, DHS said. The 2 were married. Look at that car. Moncada was shot in the arm and Zambrano in the chest. Ooh, sources told the outlet. The agents had pulled over the vehicle and identified themselves to the pair inside, but the driver then allegedly tried to run them over. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger fleeing the scene. Portland police said a man and a woman were found with gunshot wounds near Northwest 146th Ave and East Burnside Street in Portland around 2:20 local time. After the man called authorities for help. Excuse me. The shooting happened about 3 miles away, the oppressor said. The pair were rushed to a local hospital in unknown condition. All right. So that's what's going on with them. So I'm sure y'all are out here, not y'all, well, not most of y'all, out here fighting for them too, right? Yeah. Save them, child, save them. Shout out to the blacks. All right. We've been saying, I've been saying, let me take it on the chin. I've been saying, child, this is not our issue. This is not our fight. Stay out of this shit. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Let's see what they had to say over here on the Unexplained Outlook. Shout out to him with 39.9 subscribers here on UDamnTube. It says Black Americans overwhelmingly support ICE after Minneapolis liberal take. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's see what they got to say, child.
Right, who was in the wrong with that Minnesota lady that lost her life. I'm not finna argue with y'all tonight, but I do know one thing. Y'all don't care about y'all kids enough like I care about mine. I'm not putting my life on the line for no stranger. I got somebody depending on me. My family.
Child, this is clearly, well, let me not say clearly. This is how normal blacks think, okay? Because, child, yeah, I got to go home to my kids. But that's just me. Shout out to liberal white women.
Family's depending on me to come home every day. I'm not putting my life on the line for no strangers. Yeah, alone people that's not even from here. If somebody told me ICE is coming to my city, which has already happened, I'm staying out the way. What do I look like going in the streets, trying to protect people that's not even from here? Or whatever the situation is. They could be from here. I'm still not protecting a stranger in general. I got people depending on me. Don't forget that. So in this situation, they say, ICE is coming to your city in Minneapolis to figure out what's going on with Somali fraud. Thank you. Why in the world would I need to hit the streets and stop that? I don't know. I just know it don't seem like y'all care about y'all kids enough. I don't need my child to be fatherless. And I definitely don't need him to understand that he lost his father because his father was out there defending Somalis.
There's about to be a lot of pissed off people when I say this, and hear me good. There's no way I could ever be an ICE agent because I'm sparing nobody. And I hate to say that because I am not a person that, condones violence. But this is what I'm not going to do. I would never kiss my husband, kiss my wife, kiss my kids goodbye, go out and, do my job because I'm trying to be a productive member of society. And I'm met with bricks being thrown at me, people spitting on me, people trying to run me over with their car. And when I defend myself, then it's look at the brutality. Look at these animals. Ain't no way I'm sparing anybody. Absolutely the hell not. It's mind-boggling that you have people that legit are saying kill ICE agents, dox ICE agents, and they're not supposed to do anything back. That's why I'm not in law enforcement, because I promise you I would spare nobody. Absolutely the hell not. No, absolutely not.
Funny how silence works. Not one Democrat flooded the streets when Laken Riley was beaten, raped, tortured, strangled.
Oh, no, not bringing up Laken Riley. Rest in peace to Laken Riley, child. No, that's not allowed, sir. That's not allowed.
And had her skull smashed with a rock by an illegal alien. There were no marches, there were no hashtags, no candlelight vigils, no virtue. Not one Democrat demanded deportations when 12-year-old Jocelyn Nombre was raped and then had her throat slit by 2 illegals. Not a word about borders, not a whisper about accountability, not a single protest demanding justice for...
Yeah, what happened to that? I don't even know about that last girl. What happened to that? What's up with that, y'all? Like I said, they wouldn't come and do shit for none of y'all, but y'all willing to give up your life, your livelihood, and potentially your life for MFers that wouldn't lift a thumb for you? Child, shout out to y'all.
Small American child. Not one Democrat staged outrage for Rachel Morin, a mother of 5. 5 young babies, strangled, sexually assaulted, beaten to death with a rock. Apparently, motherhood only matters when it's politically convenient. I said beaten to death with a rock. Not a gun, not a knife, not force, but a rock. Whatever was readily available to murder an American. Not one Democrat tweeted a single syllable about Dakara Thompson after an illegal sexually assaulted her and then chucked her off the bridge like she was just trash.
He is spitting facts right now. I covered all these stories. And yes, they are all silent. They always have been about these sort of stories because it doesn't fit their narrative. I do not understand how people do not see what is going on. How could anybody with any sort of common sense not see what the Democrats are doing? This is insane.
Silence. Absolute silence. No emergency panels, no breathless press conferences, no moral panic, no calls to dismantle the policies that imported the predators who did it. But let a white liberal woman ram a 4,000 to 4,700 pound vehicle into an ICE agent, and suddenly it's a national emergency. Suddenly it's protests all over the place. Suddenly people are showing up at federal agencies, standing and impeding progress. Suddenly it's tears, whining, crying, gnashing of teeth. Suddenly it's hand-wringing about law enforcement and state violence.
He is spitting right now.
That car wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't fear. A vehicle at that weight is a deadly weapon, period, point blank. So cope.
So let me get this right. You woke up, got dressed, brushed your teeth, and said, let me go outside, find some ICE agents, and let me go obstruct some law, and let me go act like I'm fucking Superwoman and can beat up ICE agents. And let me go block the road with my car when I see ICE agents and don't let them out. And then try to run over them when they come at me. And now I'm unalived. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I don't wake up in the morning looking for ICE agents. You know,
you don't.
I really don't.
Now, I will say, if I was in the streets tonight, was able to see Chief Bavino and the ICE agents, I'd be like, can I please get a selfie with y'all? And thank you for everything that you're doing. Can I buy you lunch? What can I do to help y'all out? Because thank you for getting these criminals out of the country. What the hell is wrong with all these people that are supporting illegal immigrants?
All right, unexplained outlook. I'm gonna have to put you on hold, Sean, because we got to take a look at this. Okay, did it come up? Hold on. It's from the ACLU. Now I know y'all don't like facts, okay, and I know y'all don't want to believe anything that you don't like to hear. Please save your bullshit for somebody else. So back in 2018, this ACLU news and commentary article came out saying the Border Patrol was monstrous under Obama. Imagine how bad it is under Trump. Okay. On December, it says update says on May 23rd, CBP, whoever that is, I don't know who that is, issued a statement calling our report unfounded. Our point-by-point rebuttal is here. So of course, there's always going to be somebody that says it's not true because anything they don't like, they be in this chat saying dumb shit. But anyway, it says on a December morning, Border Patrol agents confronted a 15-year-old high school student named Yavil Acampo at a rest stop in California while she and her friends were on their way to the mountains to see the winter's first snow. Javier was a young child when she came to the U.S. from Mexico with her parents, and she grew up undocumented in Southern California. She was a mother to a 2-year-old child who was a U.S. citizen. An agent in a blue jacket asked whether Javier was an illegal. He handcuffed her and drove her to a Border Patrol station in the border town of Campo. There, he slapped her twice on the buttocks, and ordered her into a cell. He and another male agent told her to sign an order of voluntary departure, a deportation order. She refused. Then the threats began. One agent said in Spanish, according to the complaint she filed later, right now we close the door, we grape you and F you. Oh my God, if you cooperate with us, we can deport you to Mexico. Otherwise, we will take you to jail and deport your entire family. They told her that her child would end up in foster care. Terrified and alone, Javier signed. If you assume this abuse happened during the Trump administration, think again. Javier was threatened in 2009 by President Obama's Border Patrol, and her treatment was not an isolated incident. Her case is a part of a pattern of physical, actual, and emotional abuse by Customs and Border Protection officials against child immigrants that existed long before President Trump emboldened the agency by unleashing its officers to enforce his draconian immigration policies. We have received more than 30,000 pages of internal government documents detailing this abuse between 2009 and 2014 throughout the southern border region. These records obtained through an ACLU Freedom of Information Act, shout out to FOIA, request and subsequent litigation offer a glimpse into an immigration enforcement system that had been plagued by brutality and lawlessness long before Trump was elected. Well, I be damned. I don't know if I believe it, child, because, you know, people just be lying.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
Now listen, all of this sounds disgusting. It's disgusting, it's nasty, it's unnecessary, all that stuff. I just feel like the fake outrage at times is just half damn crazy. I remember kids in cages, but I know a lot of people want to act like they don't remember none of that. I'm just saying. But pick and choose, child, because you want people to lead you into something that's going to only hurt you at the end of the daggone day. But if you like it, go. You lose your job, F it. Because these people telling you not to go to work because it's the most important thing you got to do. All right, child, whatever y'all say.
People that are absolutely the most violent, crazy people you could ever imagine.
Y'all have been literally harassing the ICE agents since the time Trump got in office.
Never.
And now, look at this, another incident. When is y'all gonna learn that you cannot fight the police, especially ICE agents? That's on you. If you think you Mr. Get Bad and you think you freaking Captain Save a fucking immigrant.
That might be the line of the year for me. Captain Save an Immigrant. Oh my gosh. For those of you that don't know, that is from the reference Captain Save-A-Ho.
And you go out there with your car trying to hit people, the ICE agents, and think it. And then when you get shot, everybody in the world, all the liberals and shit want to cry. Oh my God, they did this, they did no. I tell people just like I tell the black people, leave police alone. They ask you to do something, just do it. Even if you feel like you didn't do nothing wrong, just do it. It's simple as that.
Like Nike, baby.
But y'all liberals get up every day.
No, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to fight, allow somebody to take you on up out of here, and then everyone, like, that's when what's his name will come through. Child, what is his name? Ben Crump and Al and all them people will come through. So, at least you get to be a martyr for those people while they grift and be able to make money and continue to get rich and keep, y'all incensed and shit. Just because people are not all wilding out, like you see all these crazy ass people doing out here, doesn't mean that the rest of us don't, care. But I promise you, I don't care enough that I'm going to give up my life for anybody else's. If you're not related to me, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But believe any of this rhetoric that these people say, child. Y'all go ahead and believe it, because did any of this happen the first time that he was president? Did y'all become Child, what are y'all saying that you're about to be Nazi fascist or something like that? Did that happen the first time he was president? But y'all gonna let that man control you when that man don't know y'all from a can of damn paint? So you're telling me the people that you elected, that you put in daggone place, is gonna allow that to happen to y'all? Y'all gonna go re-vote them back in? Because you know what, y'all? What if this was a plan on both of their sides, right? What if it was what if they're really talking in the back room, right? And they was like, child, I'll say this, you say that. You get your ass back in there, and then we'll do this, that, and the third. All right, what you think? You think it'll work? Yeah, it'll work. All right, I'll go first, you go second. You get them to go over there and make sure you get a blah up here on this daggone screen, because they'll love that, okay? Then we'll be over here to say, JD will come out here and act like the real man. And then over there, you can have that one to act like he don't have no testosterone in him. And it'll be like a lot of women, and people are supposed to feel sorry for them, even though they want to be equal in 1 second. And then the next second, they want you to treat them like a woman. I'm just saying. You ever watch Scandal? Anyway, come on, y'all.
Think y'all about to go outside and whoop on ICE agents, grab the cars into them. And then when shit like this happen, y'all crying. They've been whooping y'all asses all last year because of the shit y'all was doing. That was like, y'all just don't want to learn. Simple as that. So if you don't want to learn, keep doing what you're doing, and then shit like this gonna keep happening to you.
It's okay to regret a vote. There's no problem with regretting a vote. I hope people regret their vote for Brandon Johnson. I hope people regret they vote. Well, not hope that they regret it, but not make the same mistake again and re-vote his ass back in. But the odds are they will. The odds are that they will, because again, like I said, they could quite possibly be talking behind closed doors, saying, "All right, this is what we're gonna do." And it'll work against them, and then you'll get back in, we'll get back in, and then we'll take care of you this way. Allegedly, we'll take care of you, you take care of us, and they'll still be out there wilding out, and it'll make for good this, that, and the third. And then the news broadcasts will have a lot of stuff to talk about. The YouTubers will have a lot to talk about, and they'll be out here getting jailed, losing their jobs, because it's not enough people getting fired already, just because jobs are laying people off and firing people. This sounds like the time to make sure that we don't go to work. Allegedly. I'm just saying, anything is possible, child.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Y'all knew it was coming. So here it is. I'm going to tell you. Fuck your feelings. Facts is facts. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear, oh, she had 3 kids or she had a 6-year-old. She was a good mother. She wasn't considering any of that when she got her ass behind that wheel and started operating it and drove it at a fucking federal officer.
Facts. 100% facts.
Wait, what is that?
Let's keep it real here. She didn't give a damn about her kids. She didn't care about anybody but the people that she wanted to impress. Absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about that lady, child. All right, come on, child.
And now that bitch ain't got.
This is the Timu Anthony Bryan Logan. Shout out to Anthony Bryan Logan.
Saying her kids.
No offense, boo. No offense.
They're never gonna see their mom again. Why? Because she made a stupid motherfucking move. If it was a nigga, you'd just said, that's a dumb nigga. He should have complied. Well, that was a dumb white bitch and she should have fucking complied.
Oh,
damn.
Say it ain't true. Say that shit ain't true. I'll call you a liar right here, right fucking now. That's exactly what they would have damn said. I mean, I'm not saying that people wouldn't have came out here like they did for George Floyd and did all this shit, but definitely it would have been, they should have just complied. That's all right. That's all right. Let me let them say it again, child, because this is why I ain't got time.
On in Minnesota, Minneapolis, wherever the fuck it is, where all them motherfuckers are snapping over the motherfucking daycare shit. Y'all created that shit. And the lady from Missouri, she got up there motherfucking, I'm gonna show you now. I just moved to Minnesota. I'm from the show me state. They showed her and put some holes in her motherfucking face. And now that bitch ain't got shit to say and her kids are never gonna see their mom again. Why? Because she made a stupid motherfucking move. If it was a nigga, you'd just said, that's a dumb nigga. He should have complied. Well, that was a dumb white bitch and she should have fucking complied.
Damn. That is, he's speaking facts right now. Look, it is what it is.
And now she got what she got, and it is what it is. The bitch should have motherfucking listened. She should have got out the fucking car, complied, and she would have went on about her day, and her kids would be having motherfucking dinner with her ass. Instead, that bitch got holes in her motherfucking head, and she ain't here no more, and it is what it is. Fuck your feelings. Facts is facts. Get out their fucking way, let them do their fucking job, leave them people to fuck alone, and they ain't gonna fuck with you. You keep fucking with them, go on and drive a car to a motherfucking officer if you want to, and see if you don't catch some hot ones in your ass. It is what it is.
If you're trying to unalive an ICE agent because you're interfering with their job, because you don't have a job, or you won't go to your job, or you won't get a job, you belong in prison, and they should throw away the key. Being in America, living as an American, is a luxury, and you clearly don't see that or understand that. So you should be institutionalized or you should be in prison.
After all of the Somali fraud that we saw taking place in that very state.
That's made up. That's not real, allegedly.
Minnesota. You would think that people would be supporting one another. Can Americans never be on the same page? I mean, this is crazy.
No.
Why is it only this small group of people that are okay with people stealing their taxpayer dollars? They're willing to fight for illegals, willing to lose their lives for illegals that go out and do the most horrendous crimes imaginable. They don't care about how they look.
Oh, we're not going to paint them with a general brush like that, sir, because there's plenty of people committing crimes. But according to Joe Biden, he said crime is down. And I'm sure y'all heard that and believe that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Crime has been wonderfully down there, and continuing ever since and before he even said that dumb shit.
Look. A lot of them look absolutely insane. The big glasses, the nose septum piercings, the lip piercings. They look like they don't take showers, except for maybe here and there. Here and there, shower takers. Just weird, dirty-looking people that are trying to figure out their life, trying to figure out their place in life. You don't have to live this way. Find Jesus. Go to your local church. Find some people that are willing to invest in you.
Praise the Lord.
Take me to the king.
I'm not disagreeing with him on this part.
You. And try to lead you down the right path, because I truly believe a lot of these people are just lost. You're trying to fit in, find somewhere that they can fit in, because maybe they feel like an outcast, maybe they were bullied. I don't know. A lot of bullies become extremely successful.
Who wasn't bullied? I was bullied as a child. Who wasn't bullied? That's a part of childhood, unfortunately.
And still move over to the conservative side. So I don't get what is happening. I don't know why so many people have such a deep hatred for our president and our federal agents, our military. I think these people.
I mean, they can hate them all they want to and hate the agents all they want to. But if you're going to F around, like y'all keep saying, you're going to find out. You wouldn't want anybody to be impeding your ability to freaking work. But my bottom line for this is that I just don't understand. Do what you want. Let me be clear, right? If you want to go and protest, go. If you want to go ahead and fight for them, go. If you want to be out here protesting at night, at midnight, in the morning, in the evening, in the midnight hour, go. Okay? But don't think that everybody is going to sit up here giving you empathy and sympathy when something stupid happens based on the stupid things that people be doing. I mean, you are welcome to look at it however you want to, but anyone with common sense can see that woman's wife was outside of the car, so she wasn't just trying to leave. If that's what you need to tell yourself in order for you to cope, because what you want is not happening, then think that, okay? But if you try to use the brain that you had when you were born a little bit better, and you see that the wife sat there and also said, this is my fault because I told her to come here, I made her come here. When she sat up there and was crying on the side on that man's video, and she also said it's in print now, and then you still think that this was a problem because she was just trying to leave? Something wrong. But whatever.
People are brainwashed. They have been bamboozled by propaganda. And a lot of these people are getting tricked by people that aren't even American. Elon Musk adjusted the X app to where you can click on a page and see if...
I'm sorry, you got something else to say? Because that sounds like a threat to me, motherfucker. Do you have something else to say? Say it. Say it. You talking say from down in the motherfucking comments. Say it, bitch. Organic papers. No, you talking shit from a safe place. So you ain't got nothing to say except for the same thing that you done already said. What you got to say, bitch? What you got to say? Just because you don't like it, now all of a sudden it's a problem, then leave. Why are you here? See, this is y'all's problem. This is exactly y'all's problem. You think you control some shit. What you controlling, nigga? I don't give a damn who you are, what you are. What you controlling, nigga? I love how y'all always hang around places and things that you don't like and think that you're going to do something to change it. I'm a little confused, but I'm not. But I'm trying to understand how you going to talk shit from you can't even get in. Shout out to Chris Brown. You in the fucking comments without a fucking a picture up, talking mad shit. Talking about somebody else. And exactly saying absolutely nothing. But again, like I said, still here talking absolutely nothing but bitching. Always. It'd be the same ones. And then stay. And you can't even handle it. You're the one that's talking shit. You are the people that don't know how to act. You are the people that are out here thinking that you're doing something big and bad. And because you don't like my take and my opinion, you think that you control something. You can't even control yourself. That's what this show improves every single time. Every single time. But y'all stay. That's the thing that makes it so funny. Is that y'all stay. And then I'd be like, so then you want to be upset. And this that goes along with these people, not these people on the screen, but the regular crazy people. You just like to be someplace so that you can cause chaos. That's what y'all do. So you're no different than the rest of them. These your people? Child, why are you not out there though? Why are you in this chat and not out there with them, child? I'm confused. Why are you not out there with them? They're waiting for you, child. Those your people. Go. What you waiting for? Okay. You rather just sit here with us? Okay. All right. All views matter, child. All views matter.
It's from America or not. A lot of pages that these people follow, that they're getting their information from, aren't even American. They're from China and all these other places. They have bots that are out of control. Patrick David on his show proved that there's like 51 or 55% of the interactions online are from bots. So look, common sense will help you get through that. Follow real people only. Don't just read posts. Only watch videos of real people talking. And try your best to be a good person. I know that some people will say, oh, she was a good person. She's just trying to help people. But I would argue conservatives are trying to help American people in the American future. You live here. Protect your own people. Why are you protecting people that snuck in the country illegally, that are committing crimes? They cut everybody else that was in line looking for a better life. They're entitled, thinking that they can just skip the line and work illegally. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Look, at some point, you have to think about the future of America. The children deserve a future. They don't deserve to grow up and have to work for a construction company that's ran by illegals. To work from the hospitality industry that's ran by Indians that aren't even from here. Like, look, I get that you could be an immigrant and come here legally and start legit businesses. That's not the problem. The problem is the people that are coming here illegally and the government putting these immigrants in front of American citizens. People are tired of it, but I'm so glad to see people waking up. Do not fall for the nonsense. Don't get sucked into this stuff where you start to hate your country, hate your president, and hate everything about the wonderful things that are in America.
Well, listen, people can hate and dislike whatever the hell they want to, child. Ain't nobody trying to control nobody. But unfortunately, it's liberals that's trying to control everybody. That's the problem. They can't even control themselves. These are the people that want to make sure that people get shit from the same government that they can't stand. 40 Days and 40 Nights show improved all of that. Oh my God, I can't feed my kids for Thanksgiving. Well, you should not have so many kids. Get a fucking job. When you depend on somebody else to give you something, those same people can take that same stuff away from you. But for some reason, that doesn't calculate either. So y'all can think that you know, but you really don't know. And you're not trying to pay attention because all you want to do is cause chaos and dissension. But if that's what you like it. I love it. Moving on. Shout out to Chris. Thank you, boo. He said, I cannot see. He said, liberalism is their religion and proving you're a good person. As a Christian, I don't have to prove to anyone I'm good. I know I'm messed up, but saved. Yeah, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I agree with you, child, because the point of the fact of the matter is that I'm not putting my life on the line for no motherfucker that wouldn't do it for me. That's the bottom damn line. So if that's what y'all want to do, have the fuck at it. Enjoy yourself. Whatever happens, happens. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson, actually. So let me go ahead and go over to Nathan Daly. Shout out to Nathan Daly, who is a former oppressor. And he came and did this video that says the ICE shooting in Minneapolis was justified. Full breakdown by a police expert. So he is up to 56.2. Shout out to him. We're going to listen to what he says from an oppressor's point of view and see what he thinks.
All right, as you already know, we're picking up in the middle of this altercation. We have no idea the context of it. They haven't given us much. What we do know from the witness.
This is like almost 2 days old. So that would be why, he's going to say we don't know anything. But let me fast forward it to the incident where it started on his video.
All right, let's dive into it.
No! What the fuck? What the fuck?
All right. Pause it there. Let's get right into the breakdown. We're gonna go ahead and slow this thing down. We'll take the mute off. We'll mute this. What are we looking at here? All right. Two things, you guys. We don't know why she's being stopped. All right. We're speculating that at some point in time she's obstructed justice to some degree. She's preventing them from doing a job. We don't know. Let's hope that they had a legitimate, lawful reason to go and try to detain her. So we don't know. We don't have any of those details as of yet. What we want to focus on is the officer in front of the vehicle. What we can assume, or what we can speculate, is that this vehicle right here is probably one of the ICE agent's vehicle. It appears to be this is where that agent exited, okay? He's exiting and he's coming across the front of the car and he makes it to about right here as she's pulling forward.
Oh, I didn't know that. So this truck in the front is an ICE truck? I didn't know that was an ICE truck. All right. New information, y'all. New information.
Or you will see that he actually starts to unholster his weapon and he aims it at the front windshield. Okay, why is that important? I'll tell you why shortly. So you'll start to see him. This agent's pulling at the door. This agent is walking across the front. Okay. Two things when it comes to these type of situations involving a vehicle. Yes, a vehicle is a weapon. Yes, it can be used as a lethal weapon against an officer or an individual. And in that moment, you are allowed to use deadly force to protect yourself. The question is, did she even know that the agent was in front of the car? Or was she focusing on the agent at the driver's side window? We do not know. All right. What we do know is that this agent is walking across the front. And as she's reversing, right when she starts to shift the gear into drive and she puts a little gas on it, you see him unholster his weapon and he's drawing. All right. As he's drawing, he points the gun out. Listen, you guys, and this is for our citizens. There was a point in time where an officer would draw his weapon and point it at you. That meant freeze, right? We all know that. There used to be a universal language for freeze. That means stop what you're doing, drop what you're doing, and don't move. Unfortunately, times have changed where now when an officer pulls his gun out, it apparently means proceed with caution, okay? It doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean, drop what's in your hand. What I've seen lately over the last 10, 15 years is that citizens do not care. The gun being out means nothing anymore. It doesn't hold the same weight, okay? And unfortunately, there are a lot of agents, there are a lot of officers who do believe that it does. And they think that by drawing the weapon and pointing automatically makes people stop, and it doesn't, okay? It doesn't. It no longer holds that power. And a lot of citizens believe that because they're unarmed or because they're not doing anything, that they cannot be shot at. And that isn't completely accurate, okay? In this moment, she probably could have very much saw the weapon. She can claim that she was scared And her intent is to get away from the agents. All right. She probably had no intentions of trying to hit him. She's turning her wheel.
I don't think that she had an intention of hitting that man. Honestly, I just think that she was in the midst of something and got caught based off of what she was doing, and she was trying to get away. So, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm sure people, for the most part, don't intend on hitting people when they get in car accidents. But it is what it is. So you don't get not held accountable because maybe that's not what you were supposed to be doing. No, you get held accountable. Yeah, consequences are your consequences.
As much as possible to avoid him. And she shot anyways. Well, how is that possible? Well, because you cannot put officers in danger. You can't put them in fear. Okay, here's the caveat: fear of receiving great bodily harm or death. Well, here's the other issue. Some people argue, well, the officer or the agent put himself in harm's way. And when you put yourself in harm's way intentionally, you then can't claim self-defense after you've put yourself in a position to have to use deadly force. Well, the question is, did the agent really do that? And
no, he talking about the agent. Hold on.
Well, because you cannot put officers in danger. You can't put them in fear. Okay, here's the caveat: fear of receiving great bodily harm or death. Well, here's the other issue. Some people argue, well, the officer or the agent put himself in harm's way. And when you put yourself in harm's way intentionally, you then can't claim self-defense after you've put yourself in a position to have to use deadly force. Well, the question is, did the agent really do that? And was that his intent? You guys, everything always comes down to intent. What was the agent's intent? So what am I looking at? I'm looking at his body language. I'm looking at how casually he walks in front of the vehicle, right? There's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of immediate danger, right? It's almost as if he was caught off guard with her driving forward. Okay. Why do I say that? I say that because at this very moment, you guys, when we press play, he gets into a defensive stance as he's drawing his weapon. He's casually walking. And at this point is when he actually starts to draw, right? One could argue.
Oh, wait a minute. So he was in that other car and he walked across the front. Hold on.
Walks in front of the vehicle, right? There's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of immediate danger, right? It's almost as if he was caught off guard with her driving forward. Okay. Why do I say that? I say that because at this very moment, you guys, when we press play, he gets into a defensive stance as he's drawing his weapon. He's casually walking. And at this point is when he actually starts to draw, right? One could argue that in this transition, they are both moving in tandem. The moment she moves, he reacts. The moment she's moving forward, he reacts. It's not that he is reacting, walking up with the gun. It's almost as if he recognized the threat in that very moment. And in that moment, he then says, this is a threat. I'm drawing my weapon. The question is, when did he fire? Well, we know he fired 3 shots, but I'm going to tell you something about those shots. Something about them seemed a little odd to me. And I'm going to point them out. We'll play it loud so you can hear the shots go off. And I'm going to give you my theory as to what I believe happened. All right. So here now he's reacting almost kind of surprised, like shocked. It's just kind of, he's casually walking. He's like, oh, okay. And then he draws. Okay. So we hit play here. He's out. The gun is out. And it doesn't appear, I don't believe he fired yet. Okay. But as you go forward a little more, I believe that's when the first round went off. Why do I say that? Because there's actually a defect in the bottom left corner of the windshield, the front windshield. And what you could see from that, how do we know that this is probably the first round? You could see the actual, at that point, I believe that's the round that made contact with the windshield. The second shot, though, is when it appears as if his arm is extended out and is pointed inside the driver's side window. As she speeds off, there's 2 more rounds that go off, and you see his body kind of twist. It jerks to the left very quickly. What do I believe happened in that moment, you guys? I don't believe that the last 2 rounds were intentional. All right. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. After the first round goes off, you hear the boom. You hear a pause, and then directly after that, quick succession, you hear 2 rounds, boom, boom. Just like that. What that sounds like to me is an unintentional double tap of the trigger. You guys, that is a real thing. And the reason why I believe that that's the case here is you could see it in his body language. All right. He didn't have a solid platform on the ground. His body was in a twisting motion, which means that there's a strong possibility that he did not have a firm grip on the gun and that his finger still on the trigger, but slightly squeezing the trigger while he has an unstable platform and a very loose grip on the gun could cause his finger to double tap the trigger. And depending on the type of gun that he is using, maybe a SIG P320. I wouldn't be surprised if the gun went off twice like that unintentionally. All right. So again, I know it sounds crazy. I'm not making an excuse, but I'm explaining to you that guns do very interesting things if you do not handle them properly. And that matters. The question is, which round is the round that actually took her life? You guys, we won't know until they do a thorough investigation. What we do know is the first round went through the front windshield. Strong possibility that the last 2 rounds went through the actual passenger side window. We do not know which ones actually struck her or where she was struck at, depending on which round struck.
But everybody knows everything, right?
You guys will determine whether or not the shooting will be justified or will this be considered a manslaughter case. Okay. So that is the unique thing about that shooting and the gun going off that I wanted to point out. All right, so let's go to the next video. This one's gonna be a front-facing angle, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts. All right, you let me know what you think. It goes by fast, so I'll play it twice, and then we'll slow it down.
Okay, they're approaching. Okay. This is ICE agents just pulling up here. The vehicle is
lower right. And it happens so fast that it's hard to see what takes. Okay, they're approaching. Okay.
This is ICE agents.
Okay, and here he is, right here in her vehicle. I believe that this is his vehicle that he's getting out of. He's approaching from the front. There's nothing wrong with that. And let's go ahead and slow it down so you guys can see it. All right, let's play this. This is a front view, front angle, and we're slowing it down. And right here, you see he draws a weapon, and he's hit, you guys, right here. She hit him with the car.
We know that.
And first, you see the windshield shatter right here. He fired one, and we probably can't see the other. But let me go ahead and let me lower myself. And then let's get a better look at this slow motion. Okay, this is him. And it looks like he draws his weapon right here. And this is the type of evidence that will clear him. Okay, what do I mean by that? It's almost as if they're reacting at the same time, right? Like this is happening. And
oh yeah, I definitely believe that. I definitely believe they both reacting at the same time. Now, for all them people that's all mad and all having a fit, I have never ever once said that man should have took that lady out. I have never ever once said that man should have took that lady out, because y'all don't listen. You're too incensed because you're used to people just going off acting, talking about, I hate Donald Trump, I hate Mitch McConnell, I hate Minneapolis, because that's what y'all live off of. Y'all don't be listening. Y'all don't listen. You hear what you want to hear. You have not once in all these days I've been doing this heard me ever say that man should have taken that lady on up out of here. Now, what I have said is that you put yourself in certain situations and shit happens, but that's the same as far as if you go and rob a bank. That's the same as all them people in Chicago that be doing dumb shit like backing into Gucci, Fucci, Poochie, and Lucci and stealing shit out of there. You put yourself in these situations and then something happens. How you mad? If you weren't doing what you were doing, then it wouldn't have been an issue. This is the other one. Exactly, Luffy. Just like with Takaya. Child, if you wasn't stealing liquor, you probably would be here with your 4 kids at this point. I didn't say that oppressor should have done that either. I don't be saying that because I firmly believe that people shouldn't be taking people on up out of here. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people, like some of the people that be at like that meeting and be out there protesting, just like I forget who said, be doing the most because they're so that shows and proves that, first of all, that you don't listen, and second of all, that you need someone to believe you so badly and to follow and listen and hear you so badly that is a mental issue that you don't even hear. You don't listen. You don't listen. I would never say that someone should take anybody out. I have never said that. And for those that are new, the people that are regulars, they know that. I always say that. It is not our responsibility, none of us, to be making this decision on taking people on up out of here. So I'm just saying. But that shows you, and people like whoever that last fool was, that you hear what you want to hear. You don't even be listening. Just listening to this, listening to Nate, we already knew that he got hit. You could see it from this angle that we watched, and we watched in very slow motion, just like he just did. He did get hit. You could see it from the other view when he limped away. Now, whether she intentionally did it, I don't know. But she did look like she was causing chaos. Your common sense can tell you that she was someplace she wasn't supposed to be. That came out. And it's like she's whatever the hell they said she was, a part of something, because you going to fight against ICE to fight for illegals or whatever the reason is. And you can play those games. As an adult, you made that adult decision. And you cared about that more than you did your family. I stand by that. I absolutely said that. And I'm not doing that. Y'all go ahead, though. Have a good old time with it. Ciao. Because everything that you do has a consequence. So if you want to mess around with freaking ICE agents, border agents, the oppressor, whoever, and then they do what you know they can do and get away with, but you still want to play that cat and mouse? Go. Come on, Nate.
In unison, right? She's moving forward and he's drawing his weapon. That's important, right? This is when people say, hey, he made a split-second decision. This is the split second. She's driving. He's like, oh, snap. She's coming towards me. I didn't expect that. I'm drawing my weapon. I think he has a very, very strong case with this. Looking at this right here, he's hit, he's pushed, you know, and I think what people believe is that he has to be dead center in front of the vehicle for this to be justified. And that's just not the case, you guys. All right, that's not the case. The officer doesn't have to be centered and the car's coming at a high speed. What needs to happen for this to be justified? Okay. One, the agent has to be in fear of receiving great bodily harm or death. All right. Fear is something that only the individual can measure, but it still has to be realistic because there is something called, you know, imperfect self-defense, where the person felt that they were in fear for their life, but it's irrational, right?
Isn't that what they say all the time? So why would they not say it this time?
In this case, what can the agent prove? The agent can show that, hey, I'm walking across the car. We're coming here to conduct an investigation for this particular incident. And as I'm walking across the car, she starts gassing. I see her. And as I'm drawing, I get hit as I'm firing around. And as my body twists and turns out the way, there's an unintentional double tap on the trigger. The gun goes off twice. You see the loose platform. You see his hand wobbling as those last two go off. You can even hear, pow, pow. You guys, that is not common. Okay, for people who can shoot.
Any oppressors in here, child? Any oppressors in here? Even if you're in the military, any military personnel to say like what he's saying is right with the succession of the last two shots. Anybody? Cody, I think you don't follow government vehicles. Period. Well, I thought that we said that. We've been saying that. I thought when you hear the sirens and the lights, you're supposed to get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. That's what it is on the East Coast anyway, child. I don't know where it is, where y'all are. It could be different in different states. So I'm just saying. Yes. Okay. So hold on. Cody said yes, he's correct. Greg, are you saying yes? Okay. Jay is saying facts. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. Shout out to y'all. So anyway. All right. That's enough. Shout out to Nathan Daly, though. I appreciate you. Always good to see you. Where are we going now? Let's go to Minnesota's faith leaders call for ICE removal after fatal shooting. All right, that's 11 minutes. We can hear this.
A couple of different things. One of the things we wanted to check in on is a press conference, a gathering by faith leaders at this location. You can kind of see the memorial too in the middle there with all the flowers. Ryan.
Let the record be clear that that was not an accident. It was murder and execution. This was also a very predictable outcome.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
An outcome by an agency operating with masked, unaccountable militia, unleashed by a MAGA administration that has treated Minnesota like an occupied territory.
Let me see. I see those colors again. Liberal white women. Now we got black people jumping into this shit. All right.
Kristi Noem's ICE has escalated harassment, terrorized our neighbors, come after immigrant families.
Wait, she got a collar on? Oh, Lord.
Intimidated Muslim leaders, targeted school parents, and now has taken the life of an American citizen in public view in broad daylight. In the Holy Scriptures, in the Bible, it says, woe to those who decree unjust laws.
What if she had something to say about Jamal Bryant?
Today, that woe belongs to DHS, to ICE, and to those in Congress who refuse to hold them accountable. And so we have our demands. Us clergy, hundreds of clergy across this state who have gathered.
And there's a lot of people with a lot of demands, child, getting their time on TV. Do you think maybe, allegedly, they getting their time in front of the TV so that they can grow their flock, their crew, their audience, get people on their side? Because like I said, you can get in front of these cameras all you want to and ask for what you want to or say you want what you want. Talking to us ain't going to get you nothing. Why they not going to their Congress people? Why they not going to them? What the hell we going to do? Except talk about them.
Together across faith traditions are standing with the rest of Minnesotans saying not again. Not again. We have three demands in this moment. One, that the ICE officer who shot Renee Good must be arrested, charged, and prosecuted.
Who the hell is she? You think they're in there saying, oh, you know what, child, get that man so we're going to go arrest him because she said so, or them other people from that other thing earlier, or those people from yesterday? Child, these people just be out here talking and y'all be falling for it.
That not put anyone above the law. That also means that the FBI must release the evidence to Minnesota law enforcement so that they can actually investigate. The second demand, ICE must immediately cease its surge in operations in the state of Minnesota.
ICE out now! 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 ICE out now!
ICE has proven itself to be a reckless, incompetent, and incapable completely of respecting human dignity or human rights or the Constitution. And so they must leave the state. The third demand is that we call on Minnesota's congressional delegation.
So women can't wear that collar, or is that what you're saying? It's only men that can wear that collar? That means you're a priest, right? Isn't that what the collar means?
And the United States Congress. This is your job. I'll say it again. This is your job. Oversight is not optional. Oversight is not optional.
Child, there was no oversight in all the fraud. Now you're talking about oversight. Was she out here talking over? Who in Minnesota? Was she out here talking oversight when all that fraud was being uncovered? Bueller? Anybody? Anybody know?
Step in and investigate. Hold DHS,
yes.
Kristi Noem accountable so that we don't lose another life.
Yesterday. This was from yesterday.
Every person listening, I encourage you to contact your congressional leadership.
That's where you should
and let them know that ICE has no place here. Let them know that this must be investigated and prosecuted. Let them know that the FBI must release the information to the BCA here in Minnesota so that they can do an investigation without federal impediment. All of our faith traditions here
You know that these media outlets are going to let these people talk, right? Let me see if we can get past her. Is anybody else going to talk besides her? Who the hell is this? Liberal white woman. All right, hold on. All right, liberal white woman, what you got to say?
My name is we are listening to some faith leaders who are gathered at 34th in Portland. You can see that aerial shot. Several people joining them today in this planned protest. Clearly, their messaging is to peacefully protest. Also, they want ICE out of Minnesota. Another sentiment that was echoed again today by the governor. We're going to hear from him in just a second. I want to.
Well, at least they're peaceful. I'll give them that. Shout out to them for that.
Set up what we're going to hear, though, because there was a really big development in the investigation that happened just a short time ago. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which is the investigative arm of the state, will no longer be investigating this shooting along with the FBI. If you remember yesterday, as we were covering this in real time, we were told that the FBI and the BCA would be coordinating together and working together. The BCA was there on the scene. I just want to read you part of the statement here. This is something, not sure that it's unprecedented, but it's definitely something I don't remember us ever kind of coming across before. So this is a statement from the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension here in Minnesota. They say they're notified about yesterday's shooting. They say yesterday morning, after consultation with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the FBI, it was decided that the BCA Force Investigations Unit would conduct a joint investigation with the FBI. The BCA responded promptly to the scene and began coordinating investigative work in good faith. Later that afternoon, the FBI informed the BCA that the U.S. Attorney's Office had reversed course. The investigation would now be led solely by the FBI, and the BCA would no longer have access to the case materials, scene evidence, or investigative interviews necessary to complete a thorough and independent investigation. Without complete access to the evidence, witness, and information collected, we cannot meet the investigative standards that Minnesota law and public demands. As a result, the BCA has reluctantly withdrawn from that investigation. So this is something that Governor Walz talked quite a bit about, the Commissioner of Public Safety, Bob Jacobson, as well. One question that was asked before we listened to Governor Walz's sound here, a question that was asked by our Corin Hoggard to the Commissioner of Public Safety is, what is protocol when a federal agent is involved in a deadly use of force or a deadly shooting? What is protocol typically? And the commissioner did say that it is typically, generally speaking, the FBI does take over those cases. There are some cases where the BCA will stay involved. So that's kind of the context for you here. And here's what Governor Walz had to say just a short time ago.
Lord. Timmy.
I think it's clear to everyone as they saw this that it feels now that Minnesota has been taken out of the investigation.
Say something nice about the interpreter. Say something nice.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment, from the president to the vice president.
To the governor of Minnesota, to the mayor of Minnesota. How hypocritical of you. You've done the same thing. Like, you get to tell somebody else what they did and not acknowledge what the hell it is that you did. The all damned audacity.
Kristi Noem have stood and told you things that are verifiably false. verifiably inaccurate. They have determined the character of a 37-year-old mom that they didn't even don't know. They've determined that the actions are done. I don't know. I've not used inflammatory terms of what happened. I've asked us to find the answers. The only way we find the answers is a thorough investigation by nonpartisan professionals.
And then the governor also adding that he anticipates there will be some civil matters as well in this lawsuits, things like that. So the plea to the president and to the Trump administration from Governor Walz today is.
On the Money Watch, President Trump says he plans to block big Wall Street investors from buying single-family homes. In a social media post, the president says,
Okay. These things just be ending. They just end. Let's see what's going over here at the live protests. Here we go. Status quo news. Get it out.
Out and said that they are going to launch their own investigation into Renee Good's shooting. What's your initial reaction to hearing that news, that it won't just be the federal government investigating itself?
It's something that the federal government is also fighting back against, though. So that makes me, in a sense, worried, because even though Minnesota is fighting for it, we have federal agents that are vetoing our state to look at this investigation. Timeliness is of great importance in investigations like this, and to get witnesses their testimonies as soon as possible. They're pushing the line. Hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're seeing this truck here with the concrete barriers loaded on it, moving out here. It looks like to place the barriers to block this entrance to the Whipple Federal Building.
Child, that's better than couches. I wonder what's going on over there where they put up all the couches at.
For quite a while, placing many barriers on the opposite side of the street from where we're standing. The protesters seem to think that it was to set up an area where they could be corralled, which would be very reminiscent of what we saw happen in Chicago, in Broadview, Illinois, where there were ongoing protests outside of an ICE facility. And that was local officials, actually, who placed concrete barriers there to limit where people could stand. And now it seems that the federal government is taking a lesson from that and applying a similar strategy here.
All right, this is unexciting. Shout out to Uncle Rick. I see you, boo. Thank you so much. He said, where was all this crime for the January 6th folks who got, oh no. All the January 6th folks who got popped. Hypocrites much. Happy Friday, Messy. Happy Friday to you. You already know how it goes. It's selective outrage. We care about America. Care about yourselves. All this clout chasing, as they say, and you care so much, and you want to put your own life in jeopardy so you could be out here saying that you did something for what? I don't know. What are we doing? Like, I thought it was on the other side. Oh, this might be from a different angle at this point. What do y'all say? You definitely got to have a lot of patience for jobs like this. I know I don't. They can have it.
The federal.
All right, you're too late. Did Jesse Ventura person, he's a wrestler, right? Or was a wrestler or something. So it looks like Fox 9 Minneapolis spoke to him. Is he from Minneapolis? It says Jesse Ventura on Minneapolis ICE shooting. We're a third world country now. Oh, no.
Saying as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term. I'm owed a second.
Mr. Ventura, can you remind us, you went to school here?
I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni.
Oh, he about to run. Shout out to Minnesotans.
Go Teddies.
What are your thoughts? I know we're jumping in, probably doubling up on some of his questions, but what are some of your thoughts about what unfolded yesterday? And then after that, what you saw?
Well, I've told you already. We're a country of the Constitution. We have leadership now that has destroyed the Constitution. They don't follow it. They could care less about it. Am I right or wrong? I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I view after January 6th, the Republican Party as a domestic enemy to our Constitution. I can't get any bolder than that, can I?
And you obviously saw the video that the student shot outside here, and that obviously elicited a lot of emotions for you. Just watching
the student shot.
There were some students who shot the video of the chaos here yesterday.
I didn't even
you didn't see it? Okay, I thought you did.
See it.
Okay.
The only thing I've seen is the murder.
So talk about, you were a student here. When did you graduate?
1969.
Have you been back here? Talk about that. Is this like first time back?
No, came back to homecoming 2 years ago. No. I'm a proud graduate. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records.
Nice.
Our football team was undefeated.
Nice.
We won. Back then, there were no playoffs. We played St. Paul Central for the Twin City Championship and defeated them. I think it was 21-6. And we did that at the old brick house, if you remember that, the old University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's where they used to play the Twin City Championship game. There weren't playoffs then.
Dave Winfield was on that Central team, wasn't he?
Yep. Okay. Yep. We beat Dave Winfield and Central.
Just to be abundantly clear about what you're doing, what you wanted to do at the school here today.
I just came here today to show my support as a graduate of Roosevelt and tell them how proud I was of what they did of keeping ICE off of this campus. This is a place of learning, and you learn things like the Constitution. You learn about warrants. You learn about things of that nature, and what we're getting right now is violating all that, what kids are being taught. You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. And this is nothing new. This is all repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota? We'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency.
Message for Trump or message for Governor Walz?
Who was that? You mean the draft dodging coward? I don't call him by name. He's the draft dodging coward who, when it was his time to serve his country, he did what all rich white boys did. I wasn't a rich white boy. I grew up in South Minneapolis. Most of me and all my friends are Vietnam veterans. We had to go. But the rich white boys never had to go, did they? And he didn't have to go, did he? And yet he's going to tell me what courage is?
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor Fry the way they've been outspoken towards?
Absolutely. Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore. After January 6th, are you kidding me? And then they all get turned loose and now they're in charge? I gave up on this country when this guy I haven't even watched the news since last November.
Yeah, they'll vote him back in. Trust me. He's about to be governor.
I stumbled onto this, and now look what you've done to me.
Thank you for stopping.
Here I was leading a nice, quiet life, and now you've
come along.
now you've injected me back in here, and probably going to make me the governor of Minnesota again.
And you seem fired up.
Because somebody needs to clean up what the Democrats and Republicans constantly wreck. And you notice I lump them together. You know, I should use my old name for them, the Democrats and the Republicans, which my apologies to the Crips and Bloods for using their name in that way.
And Governor, would you like to say anything about yesterday, what happened, the tragic situation?
Yeah, anytime you have the loss of life that needlessly happens, that's tragedy. And what occurred yesterday did not have to happen. There is no way. I've seen the tape of it. And who is this, the governor of South Dakota? Has she ever met a person of color? Do they have any in South Dakota?
Thank you for stopping. Appreciate it.
You know what I'm talking about on that, right?
No one wants this.
Don't be trying to drag us into your bullshit. I don't see anything. Do you have the title? Jane Doe, do you have the title of the video? I don't see it. TDS is definitely a real thing, you know, and there's something wrong with you if you don't have it.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Go where you're being a racist! Racist!
For those that don't know. Yeah, I don't see anything. So hold on. It popped up from Larry O'Connor's YouTube. Larry O'Connor. Yeah, we're gonna go back to these people while I try to figure this out.
And their leaders have used every opportunity since this tragedy to lie about the facts, to lie about the facts, to lie about Renee, and to blame her for her own murder. There were many witnesses to Renee's murder, and the horrific videos we have seen make us all witnesses. This was a crime in broad daylight, and the attempt to cover it up is another. Renee is owed the same rights we promised to every American: due process, respect, and truth. We know what we saw, and everything short of a full and an honest investigation is an insult to her memory. Everything she stood for, and everything we stand for as Americans. At 10 o'clock today.
Is it Jane? Is it the one that says, oh, did you send it to me? Hold on a second. Because I think I have it. I just didn't know which one it was. This is what he just got. Oh, okay. Shout out to Reaper. Oh shit, this is like from 54 minutes ago. Larry with Larry O'Connor. Explosive new footage. All right, I'm getting it. There we go. Here we go. Hey, Larry, I don't know who this person is, okay? It says, breaking news, explosive new footage of Minnesota shooting destroys liberal narrative. All right. I don't know who this man is, Chow.
Special live stream with a breaking video that's been released. Alpha News has acquired cell phone footage that appears to be from the ICE agent who ended up shooting the agitator protester in Minneapolis earlier this week, Ms. Good. The officer involved shooting was holding a cell phone as he first encountered the vehicle. You're going to see the entire video in a second here. First, though, this is the video that you're all used to seeing. This is a slowed down version, and we're going to stop and start here just a little bit. We don't need that sound. All right, so now this image right here that you can see above the hood there of the car, that is the officer that ends up drawing his weapon the second the car is put into drive and starts accelerating towards him. You can barely see here, but in his left hand, he is in fact holding a smartphone, taking video. We'll show you that video footage in a second. But take a look here. As you can see, that's the reverse. And then you see the gun is drawn the moment the car is put into drive. You can also see where the wheels are pointed in that car. It's obtained it. This is the cell phone footage. We'll watch it once in its entirety, and then we're going to break it down.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
All right, there you have it. And of course, we want you to draw your own conclusions. But I'll give you my opinion based on what I see. And let's first, though, lay out the facts, and then we can draw our opinions.
Oh my God, that's up close and personal. Hold on, let's go back. She wasn't worried. She don't look worried to me. Hold on. Let's take a look, child. Hold on.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out the car.
All right, there you have it. And of course, we want you to draw your own conclusions. But I'll give you my opinion based on what I see. And let's first lay out the facts, and then we can
How the hell do we have this?
Let's turn.
How in the hell? Oh my goodness!
Volume down here for well, actually, we'll keep the volume up, and I'll just pause. Let's first stop here for a second. You're hearing from a lot of pundits and analysts who are trying to rewrite history that this woman was not blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Take a look at where.
Joe, we already know that part for show. East, west, north, and south. We already know
the car is. Take a look at where that white line is in the road. Take a look at that, and you tell me that, yes, there are cars that can get by, but that's because most streets are wider than just 2 lanes, right? And by the way, the length of most SUVs like this one is also longer than 2 lanes are wide. So take a look at where that car is situated, and then you can evaluate for yourself whether you think this person is blocking 2 lanes of traffic.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning.
All right, so this is the ICE agent, and what he's doing is appropriate procedurally. He wants to document who this person is, document the license plate number. This is evidence that he is getting because they're going to arrest this woman for impeding federal officers. So he is documenting, doing his job, and gathering all of the evidence for the arrest that's going to be made. Now, you hear another voice there. You'll see this person in a moment. This is Ms. Good's wife in their same-sex marriage. She's wearing a flannel jacket. Take a look.
So you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former.
All right, I didn't hear what the former blankety blank was, but you heard her identify herself as a U.S. citizen. Now, this is also, I believe, important evidence because what we've learned in the last 24 hours, thanks to the New York Post reporting, is that these 2 individuals were involved with a local group that was meant to disrupt, resist, and impede ICE operations in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And there is a paper trail of basic training that these people have gotten, and they were informed that ICE did not have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens. Now, that's absolutely erroneous. If you impede the operations of a federal law enforcement officer, yes, including an ICE officer, it doesn't matter whether you're a U.S. citizen or not. The second you impede their operations and get in the way of them conducting their legally, constitutionally bound duty, you are susceptible for arrest. Okay, ICE agents are not just there and don't only have jurisdiction over illegal immigrants. It's just a lie. And that's why I believe they thought that they could behave the way that they did. You just heard her say, U.S. citizen, as if that keeps him from arresting her, right? Okay. So again, and I'm not.
I guess she was saying that so that he wouldn't think that like she was a immigrant or illegal asylum seeker child. Child, pick a fucking name. A newcomer.
Trying to draw opinions here about the shooting. I'm just trying to deliver facts and information and context for you. We'll get to our opinions in a minute.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out the car.
All right. I'd love for your opinion about what you just saw, and especially from that ICE agent's perspective. Basically, you saw exactly what he saw, exactly as he saw it. Do you think that he reasonably believed that that car was heading right toward him? Okay. And I believe he does have every legitimate and reasonable reason to believe that.
I don't know about none of that. All I know is that they wanted to be out there. They wasn't just going to get donuts at Dunkin' Donuts. It wasn't, they were taken by surprise. All that definitely is out the window. Out the window. I guess y'all can find a way. They knew what was going on. They knew what it was. That's for sure, That's for sure. Come on, big boy, go get something to eat. We got the same place as we have tomorrow. So all that poor Renee was scared stuff, out the window. We already knew that, though.
That car was heading right towards him. Let me know down in the live chat or in the comment section if you're watching after our live stream. Now, I think there's a couple of other key points of evidence here that you need to see. First of all, again, look at where the car is. Look at how it is impeding the flow of traffic and the egress for
east, west, north, and south
law enforcement officers who are conducting their legal duties there in this neighborhood. All right, number one. Number two, I'm going to turn the volume down now as we watch this together. Again, you see the agent coming out. You can see where the car is impeding. By the way, nice doggy. I'm sorry that the dog got wrapped.
That's a dog in the back. Oh no! What happened to the dog? Anybody know? Lord help your people.
All of this. That is a pretty dog. Can we look at the doggy in the back seat? I love dogs.
Damn! What happened to the dog? I didn't know there was a dog. Oh no!
I love dogs like that. Okay. Now again, he is doing his appropriate work. He is doing his job. He is acting professionally. That is Ms. Good, who is about to be shot for driving her car toward that officer. This is the accomplice, the wife, who, by the way, is on record saying right afterwards, this is my fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's also pretty important evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's at this point when you hear the other officer, oh no, first the taunting, come at me, big boy, go get yourself a lunch. Then the other officer who is approaching on the driver's side says, get out of the car, get out of the effing car. Now, here's what's important, in my opinion. The second the ICE agent gives a direct order for the woman to get out of the car, her accomplice, her wife, starts to get into the car. A direct violation of the orders, and also suggests that there's something at play here. You don't know why this person is opening the car. That person could be opening the car door to obtain a weapon. You don't know that. Remember, you're an ICE agent, you're law enforcement, you've been harassed all the time by these people, and you don't know what's about to happen. Okay? You don't have the benefit of knowing exactly how this plays out because we've all seen it. So now, as the officer is saying, get out of the car, this person who has just been taunting and agitating the ICE agents goes to obtain something out of the car. We don't know. Then the person behind the wheel starts to act in an erratic way, again, directly defying the orders. In fact, not putting the car in park and getting out of the car, but instead throwing the car in reverse and then turning the steering wheel. Theoretically, you don't know how far she's turning the steering wheel.
So was she about to leave her wife? Was she about to leave her wife? The wife is still outside of the car.
We're not aware. Again, split second.
Y'all knew this was coming, right? Y'all knew this was coming, right? Nothing is true if it doesn't go with what it is that you wanted to. Everything is a lie. Yeah.
Person is turning the wheel, which suggests that she's about to accelerate. Now, and again, not caring about the person who's about to open the passenger seat car door. So again, erratic behavior, split second decision. Acceleration. Now, first of all, I have just scoured X. This video has been out there for about 20 to 30 minutes. I have not seen one person look at this video and say, see, this proves that the ICE agent acted inappropriately. This proves that he was not defending himself. This proves that the car was not coming right at him. Not one person. On the contrary, I've seen people, to be fair, already predisposed to believe that this was a legitimate use of lethal force against this person about to ram this ICE agent with a car. I have seen people say, yeah, this validates this. This absolutely 100% backs up that this was ICE agent did not act in any way inappropriately. All right. That so far, that is what I have seen. And that is the conclusion that I have reached to. It is obvious that this person was not making a benign 3-point turn so that she could just get out of the way of the ICE officers and let them through. This was an aggressive and erratic move by this person's move. But let me just tell you what I suspect they might say. If you watch the angle from the cell phone to the car, it's going to look for a split second like the shot is fired as the car goes by. Now, we know that's not the case because the bullet hole went in through the windshield into the driver's side of the car. It's literally impossible, especially with the right arm. Remember the first video that we looked at here. The firearm is in his right hand. See it? So he would have to bend his right arm over his body like that and shoot into the windshield if he was shooting as the car went by. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take a look.
Do y'all understand? Because I don't.
You see that the gun was fired into the windshield with his right hand. Now, there is something deceptive here on the cell phone because the cell phone's in his left hand. And what happens is he drops it down as he's firing. And the cell phone now is at an angle. It is now not looking straight at. This isn't a body cam that is strapped on to the officer's chest, to the ICE agent's chest. Okay. So you're no longer now getting the perspective of his eyes looking straight ahead. As you drop the phone down in your hand to your side, okay, it turns. So now the phone's perspective and the camera lens perspective is tilted to the side, but you're still looking straight on. And you see that in this video. You see that here, gun drawn, gun fired, and look where his left hand is. His left hand is down by his side now. So his left hand where the camera is looking down the street to the side of the vehicle. Now let's watch it from this perspective. Oh, hang on.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
You can also hear the sound of the collision. You can hear the car hitting his body.
That's big boy. Go ahead. Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
So you hear get out of the car because you know what else that they were saying, that she was getting two different commands. She was getting the same command, get out the car, get out the car. I'm just saying. Coffee shop said, yes, the placement of the hole shows he was in front of the vehicle because he got out of that other car and was coming around, which I didn't realize that. I thought that that car belonged to the person that was had the that we know as the wife now. Initially, I thought that was her car. But obviously we know it's one of the agents. So they kind of cut him off. Allegedly, they have been following him around town. Wife is out of the car. Renee looked like she was having fun. The dude said, get out of the car, get out of the car. And then she starts to leave. This was all a game. This is how y'all want to have fun? Have the fuck at it.
All right. So liberal apologists, liars, teleprompter readers on cable news may tell you that, oh, no, look, you can see the car driving right past him. That's because of the angle on the camera, as I just explained. There's also going to be one other thing. Take a look at her turn the steering wheel. And again, this is so asinine and so unfair to even attempt to try to reconstruct this frame by frame, because I want to keep reminding you that the ICE agent didn't have the benefit of frame by frame, slow motion, stop and start to take a look at what was going on. The obnoxious partner says, get out of the car, and the other straight agent did. That said,
Go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
all right, you saw that. Let's watch it again without audio, because what they're going to say is, well, look, you can tell that she's turning away from him. No, you can't. Now, real fast, before she turns the steering wheel, look at where the wheels are. Okay, the wheels are turned this way. So if you all drive a car, the wheels are turned to the left. So her steering wheel is to the left, right? Okay, now just remember that for a minute. Now watch how she turns the steering wheel. Right.
Oh, you know what? Who? Hold on. Somebody just said, freedom effect. I think that's what that says. It's if that's a Somali community, there are door cameras everywhere. Go get the data. That I don't know what you're talking about, but where are they at? How come they not out here protesting? I mean, I know we saw the one girl at the news conference, but they are a large community in this area for their size, for that area. Where they at? Why they not out here with y'all protesting? Why they not out here supporting y'all? Why they not out here at the nighttime? Why they not out here with their couches putting barriers up? Why they not out there where they're in front of that border agency thing stuff or whatever it is? Why they not out here in droves? Why they not out here being seen? Where is Ilyan? Anybody seen Ilyan? I'm telling you, I feel like I ain't seen that woman in months almost. Why are they not out here? Why are they not supporting y'all? Why are they not up here speaking for y'all? Why are they not having a conference in front of that is it a restaurant or something? Why they not having a thing at the daycare? You know, everybody named Mama would be there if they was at the Leering Center. Say I'm lying. Where they at? Where they at? I guess it's okay for them to be over there. So you're over here fighting for the Somalis. You're over here fighting for liberal white women. Who's fighting for y'all? Who? Putting your life on the line for people that wouldn't lift a finger for you. Where are they at? We should be able to see them somewhere, because they most certainly was out here for that story about them. We ain't forgot about the fraud. We ain't forgot about the fraud. They sitting back in the cut saying, it ain't on us no more. It ain't on us no more. And they in the background probably billing the freaking government. Well, they ain't even out there with Tim Tom. They ain't even out there with Tim Tom, who looked like he wasting away. How come they not out there helping, supporting their boy? Why are they not out there at them press conferences, front and center, supporting their mans, Tim Tom? Because Tim Tom was most certainly out here supporting and cutting for them now, wasn't he? I guess nobody else thinks about nothing like that. No, nobody notices none of that. Nobody thinking about none of that. You know how people are saying, don't forget about the fraud. We don't forget about shit. I might, but they'll remind me, so don't worry about it. We won't forget shit, which is why we can say, well, remember when we did that review of, remember when we looked at this? Excuse me. That's why I'm like, Ilyan been MIA, as far as I'm concerned. She ain't been around. She should be out there with her people too, wouldn't you think? Shouldn't she be out there? She ain't been out there. Timmy been out there though. Timmy been out there. He been supporting. He been on the news. He been telling. Now, something else happened in Minnesota. They love Minnesota, right? Y'all got the flag up there the flag is up there, right? Where they at? You done put up a whole ass flag, Jacob Frey, whatever your name is. You was out there singing and dancing and all that stuff. Where are they at? All right, y'all, whatever y'all say. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. I got about 15 minutes left.
There. She turns it like that, right? Now you tell me, has she turned the wheels in her car? Because you can't see the wheels in the car now, can you? No, you can't. All you know is what she's done with the steering wheel. Has she turned it to drive down the street? Or has she turned it to drive right into you? Do you know? Can you say? Can you? Are you willing to bet your life on it? Are you? Watch it again. Wheels are turned to the left. You go stand in front of the vehicle. She turns the wheel. You're going to hear teleprompter readers tonight or all afternoon. You're going to hear armchair analysts who are going to go on these cable news panel shows, and they're going to tell you, oh, I know for sure that clearly that person turned the steering wheel to drive down the street. It's absolute BS. Are they willing to bet their life on it?
To just drive down the street? We're gonna just turn. We have been stopped by ice here, but we're just gonna go drive down the street, child, and leave your wife there. Come on now, y'all. Please stop this.
Are they willing to stand in front of a car, accelerating at top speed, and gamble their own life with that? Are they?
Yes, they are.
Of course, they're not.
They are.
MSNBC about how disorganized and conflicting things were. It really cannot be more clear.
Great point. Let's listen to that. Great point.
That's okay. We don't change our.
Child, sometimes your ABCDs be over here just manning it up, child. You just be manning it up.
It's every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same fight when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Great observation, Kevin. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the effing car. When she then backs up, he says even louder, get out of the car. And then she uses it to drive toward the other officer. Great point. What's your second observation?
Okay, it's starting right at 40 seconds. It's almost comical, but you can hear the wife, who you call the accomplice, not the driver, who's trying to get into the car, shout to the driver, "Drive, baby, drive," as like an order.
All right, I missed that. Well, that's why she is an accomplice, in my opinion. Watch.
Get out of the car.
Yeah, clear as a bell. Clear as a bell.
Hear
One
it.
more time.
Get out of the car.
Oh, she
Yeah,
did.
Clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. One more time.
Get out of the car.
Oh, she absolutely did. Wow, she absolutely did. Wow. Guess that's why she stayed outside the car. Wow. Who sent this? Shout out to Reaper and I forget who, Jingo, I think.
That's wild. That's like what a bank robber says when they're leaving the bank to get into the getaway car.
Floor it. Yeah. There's just no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt. You want to watch it one more time, guys, with sound up? Let's watch it. Have you been watching the live chat? Because I've been engaged with the video and trying to get my analysis. I'd love to see some. Is there anybody out there who sees this and now says, "Oh yeah, the cop was on the wrong"?
Oh, you know what? You're right. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Let me bring it to normal. My bad. You're absolutely right. Let me bring it to normal. Hold on. So you can hear it normal.
This is amazing.
My fave, appreciate you. He said she was about to turn Buddy into an ice speed bump. Kind of look like it, right? All right, I'm putting it on normal so that we can hear it normal speed.
To the driver, "Drive, baby, drive," as like an order.
All right, I missed that. Well, that's why she is an accomplice, in my opinion. Watch.
Get out of the car.
Yeah, clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. One more time.
Get out of the car.
That's wild. That's like that.
Can't you feel like you hear him getting hit? Don't you feel like I hear him getting hit? Oh, you hear that? Oh, hold on.
one more time.
Get out of the car.
I mean, we already knew he got hit. We could see that from the damn view. Wow. I don't think she intentionally was trying to run him over. I don't think that at all. I think she was just trying to get away. Wow.
That's wild. That's like what a bank robber says when they're leaving the bank to get into the getaway car.
Floor it. Yeah. There's just no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt. You want to watch it one more time, guys, with sound up? Let's watch it. Have you been watching the live chat? Because I've been engaged with the video and trying to give my analysis. I'd love to see some. Is there anybody out there who sees this and now says, "Oh yeah, the cop was in the wrong"?
Yeah, they're in this chat.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Yeah, not an innocent U-turn in the middle of a residential street by a mom who just dropped her child off at daycare who was minding her own business. Everything the corporate media tells you is a lie. Everything they tell you is a lie.
Well, I feel like they're just trying to come up with a theory or whatever, which is the same thing that the rest of us are doing. But that's crazy. That's wild. Wow. Oh well. I'm speechless. Wow. Who would have thought? I mean, we thought, but now you can see. So I know y'all in here talking about it's all made up. Of course, it's AI. Of course, it's always something because it doesn't fit your story, just like the rest of the damn social media or whatever. But it's kind of true of what we already said. Just looking at what we already said, he did get hit. We already knew that he got hit. You could see the way that he moved. He limped, and then who knows what happened later on, right? Yeah, we definitely know that she hit him. You know what? Yeah, we could see that already. Anybody that has eyes can see that. I just don't think she was trying to delete him, red rum him, take him out of here. I don't think that at all. But she did hit him regardless of what she thought she was going to do, which was to get away. But, actions have consequences. I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but it is what it is, and that's how the fuck it works. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah, shit to do, work to finish out before the weekend. TGIF, y'all. Thank you for showing up so late. Good, bad, and indifferent. Hit the daggone like button. Hit the daggone dislike button, child. You've been here this long hating. You might as well hit one of the damn buttons. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you. I don't know if I'll be back this child. It's Friday night and I got shit to do. Even though it looks like it's about to rain or something, we shall see. Shout out to all of y'all. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Definitely be back tomorrow around 10:30 a.m. EST. We'll see what's going on by then, child. I might have to come back on later because something foolish is going to happen. You just never know. I appreciate y'all. I see